Hey guys, Joe Ginley here. I want to talk about big tech companies, working there and working at smaller companies. I've had a few opportunities to work at Facebook over the past 10 years, and I never ended up taking the offer. And this is not specific to Facebook Meta. This also includes other big tech companies like Amazon. I want to start with the interview process of these big tech companies. They're pretty horrendous. At least they were back in the day. I'm sure it's not any better now, especially with what I hear about using leak code for everything, algorithms. I can tell you one time where I needed to know specific things like that at my day job. The other part that bothered me is relocating. That was a pretty big deal back then. They really wanted you to relocate in order to work there. Working from home was still possible, but very limited, which was very interesting to me because there was a lot of jobs I already had that worked remotely 100%. The next thing is being part of a specific app. For example, Messenger. You'd work on part of Messenger, not own it or be able to take full creative control of it. That felt very weird to me, being on a specific part of Messenger. Like, oh, hey, I put this profile icon here. How cool was that? Now, I know I'm going pretty hard on Meta. It's because that's where I have the most experience with interviewing and knowing their process and where things work there. But let's talk a little bit about smaller companies. The biggest one, in my opinion, is job security because of your impact and ownership. Being able to own a product is not something that's going to happen at any of the big tech companies. And the fact that there's so many people in the current market, especially today, they're definitely going to let go of the newest people first before they get rid of anyone that's been there for a while. I can't imagine how they wouldn't do that or why they wouldn't do that. But that's just such a big risk at that point where these smaller companies are going to want to keep who they have, right? They're really looking for candidates that they can value and appreciate and give you a chance and kind of go from there. The other thing is culture. I think it's very hard to find that culture element in a bigger tech company. I could totally be wrong. Definitely haven't fully experienced that. But I do know that at smaller companies and people I've talked to over the years, it just seems like there's a little bit better bonding. The whole feeling of sort of being in a family, right? Everyone knows how that can go sometimes, though. But there's definitely that culture feel when the company's smaller and everyone kind of fits the same shoe. Let me know your thoughts on this and what your experience has been with either working at a big tech company or a small tech company. I'm actually very curious, especially people working at big tech companies. But just know you do not have to do that to be successful. I've worked at small companies my whole life and I've enjoyed every second of it, and I've gotten really far doing that.